Hi, I'm Uzair Ahmed. I work as principal engineer in Spursol. Over the past 5 years, I've led the development of different products like Omni, Zupa, and Nox.
Hi, I'm Ahmed. I work for a product called Direct, which is part of the Value Link ecosystem, and I'm working as a principal engineer.
Okay, so today we will be discussing about the TechStack tools, technologies, and frameworks we use here in Spursol.
I am strongly of the opinion that there is no one size fits all. As far as backend is concerned, we are predominantly working in the .NET space, but then there are also services that we've written in Golang. There are services that we've done in Python for our AI and ML use cases. So different services have been written in different tech spaces. .NET is predominantly being used. As far as the front end is concerned, we are mostly working on Angular, but we are also open towards other front end frameworks. In databases, we are using SQL Server, but then there are also utilization of NoSQL databases such as MongoDB. There is PostgreSQL that is being used. As far as cloud is concerned, we are mostly on Azure.
Okay, so our products are relatively newer, so we thrive towards a newer tech stack. We use .NET gRPC for the communication among microservices, Angular 18, PostgreSQL for database, and also MongoDB for some part of the non-structured data. We also use Hangfire Poly services for the circuit and retry mechanism, also D3 and eCharts for data visualization. Along with it, we use Azure services for containerization and deployments, including we are using Git as a version control system. And we are also actively expanding towards other tech stacks like React, React Native, Expo for mobile development, Golang for microservices, and leveraging AI in our system for sentiment analysis using OpenAI's own models and fine tuning our own models using Meta's Llama and Meta APIs for Zupa. Okay, so in our tools, we are using Angular 18 for our basic apps, and because we have to diversify as well, so we also use React for admin apps and React Native and Expo for mobile apps.
In our case, in terms of our enterprise applications, we are geared towards ASP web forms. Then there are other products for which we are using Angular, and there are certain products in which we are utilizing Vue.js as well.
Okay, security is baked in from start. We use JWT for authentication, use AES for encryption, secure management using Azure, Key Vault, and regular dependency checks and Sonar cubes integrated in our pipelines for security.
In addition to the practices that Uzair has mentioned, we are transitioning towards the implementation of an API gateway. And why we are doing that is so that we have better security in place. On the gateway layer, we have bot detection, we have OAuth 2 implementation, and we have rate limiting implemented.
Wait, this question actually applies to both of us as part of Spursol's code standardization. We use Sonar cubes and linters integrated into our pipelines for ensuring code quality and static analysis, including PR reviews for code maintainability.
Right. So in addition to this, are we also continuously track metrics and performance for keeping our performance in check. Then there is a tool that we use quite extensively that is Sentry, and we use that to track what sort of errors we're encountering. Right. So to ensure resilience and fault tolerance, what we've done is that we've taken a workflow-based approach in our product, and for that we're using a third-party workflow orchestration tool that goes by the name of Temporal. And what that does is that it helps us write code in a step-by-step manner, and there is fault tolerance and resilience across different steps.
Okay, so in our product, we are using a queuing-based system. Our requests and data is queued for fault tolerance and resiliency. We use Hangfire for the background job management and Redis for caching. And on top of that, we implement circuit breaker and retry patterns using poly services, so the fault tolerance and resiliency part is covered. Okay, we follow the standard principles. Our end-to-end deployments, we have CI/CD pipelines, and then we have Azure key vaults for the app configuration settings. We have PR reviews, and then we have SonarQube and linters integrated into our pipeline. So yeah, we follow a standard process.
Also, in addition to that, we have also transitioned towards Kubernetes, which is a container orchestration tool, and that tool it really gives us the flexibility to be more fault tolerant and to have better control of our ecosystem. So there is a lot of R&D that goes into our product development. Whenever we are incorporating any feature, um, the first thing we do is sit down and we look of ways it is already being done out there in the industry. What are the industry best practices? Then we look at the possible ways it can be done. So we're all for R&D. There are quite a few initiatives we've taken that are new and upcoming. There's a workflow orchestration tool we're using. We've overhauled the document system within our products. In terms of the cloud technology that we're using, we have continuously been looking at what is new in different spaces. So yeah, we're all for R&D, and there's a lot of R&D being done across the board.
Yeah, Spursol always encourages R&D. We always start with R&D, and R&D is the heart of product planning. When we plan our products, we evaluate trends, we evaluate processes, and choose tools that bring long-term business value. Before writing a single line of code, we do R&D to decide what design pattern to choose, what architecture to choose. We do POCs to build scalable solutions. We are integrating AI deeply into our systems, from smart replies, keyword extraction using fine tuning open AI's models, to the dialogue delivery, prompt engineering using Azure Cognitive Services, uh, dialogue management using Azure Bot. Our goal is to make user experience more intelligent, predictive, and responsive.
In our case, implementation of AI really connects with the R&D part, and there are use cases that we are looking into in terms of our product development. We're looking in the agentic space where we can transform and innovate the way in which we serve our customers. And it's an ecosystem that is changing rapidly, and there has to be a fair bit of R&D to keep up with everything that's new and coming in the AI space, and that's what we are doing as well.
Okay, Spursol is never afraid to invest in experimentation. This question largely aligns with the problem solving, that we first do R&D on what problem we are trying to solve, and then we validate and perform R&D on new tools plus existing tools, that how those tools can solve the problem, and then we implement those tools to ensure long-term maintainability and to see they are providing a long-term business value.
Right. So I do agree with what Uzair just mentioned, and this is a difficult question to answer. Thing is, it's not always that the most recent framework or the shiniest tool out there is the right fit. We have to look at the problem and the use case that we're trying to solve and decide accordingly. So, for example, for an AI and ML use case, we might find that a Python-based implementation is
Yeah.
better as compared as opposed to a .NET-based implementation. So it's looking at the use case that we're trying to solve, and also looking at the long-term viability of what we're choosing, the business objective that we're trying to accomplish. So yeah, that all goes into the thought process. So for me, it's the diversity that we have here in terms of tech as well. And what I mean by diversity is that we have products that are enterprise and that have been running for quite some time. Then there are also products and tech that we're incorporating that's fairly new. So there's this good mix of tech. There is tech that is tried and tested. That then there's tech that is fairly new and upcoming. So it's a good mix of the tech space that we have here. And also one thing I'd like to mention is that we have an R&D and a growth mindset here. So whenever we go towards an implementation, what we do is first we carefully plan it out. We think at the R&D aspects, and we have a growth mindset here, so that even if there are things that we haven't implemented before, we are not afraid to take those challenges head on.
My answer pretty much aligns with Ahmed's answer. Spursol invests on R&D. We look for continuous learning, adapting to newer trends because I am working on relatively newer products. So we keep on doing R&D. We keep on looking at latest techs, and our R&D and thrives on newer and adaptive trends.
Okay, so I guess this is all from our side. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.